Okay. I guess I don't think anybody ever has anything new, but if you do, break a trend. Otherwise, Gary, we'll skip to you.
Well, the first thing is remind everybody, if you're 65 or older, that you can sign up for your COVID vaccination as of 8/15 Monday. And I went online, they have added several more sites and opened up slots and the one's already there. So things seem to be going pretty well. Certainly they filled the 70 and over pretty quickly and moved right through. The only other thing I have, I put on the Bradford listserv for tomorrow, but there'll be another food box giveaway on Monday, March 8th. That's going to be the same location as has been for quite a while up at the AOT garage in Wells River. But I encourage anybody that you know to sign up, but they need to sign up quickly because those fill within a couple of days of them announcing them. And other than that, I don't have anything else.
Thanks, Gary. Let's see. And I guess like I posted too, Gary. The more the better. I just added the Bradford Resilience stuff too. I did have somebody on the last food box who emailed Bradford Resilience asking if somebody could pick up their thing, and I was like, what did you sign up for? And it was like 10 minutes from when they signed up. So Ryan hopped in the car and went and got their food box. But so just if anybody hears of anybody who can't make it, like if they email or call the Bradford Resilience info, then we can pair up volunteers. I usually go and pick up a few boxes. So, and if anybody's available to help on those days for last minute people who can't go get their boxes, that would be helpful to have a few on hand. I don't think I have anything for communications. Just I've been trying to just keep on sending out stuff, and I guess I'm gonna just forward. I feel like I keep running into more and more people who don't have access to select board information, and so I'm just gonna forward that to our list and the at least our list, the resilience list, and the Bradford Business Association list, just so more people can get that info. But volunteer coordination, I think there's just been last minute things, and I don't know if this was new since our last time, but there's 2 volunteers that are bringing food to all of the vets at Veterans Inc. Down the road too, which is nice. So if anybody hears of any needs for either the Fairly pickups or otherwise, just if they need help, just let us know. We've had some more volunteers sign up in the last couple weeks too. So town and state government. Ted, do you want to give us a town update? Or Carol?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm limping by on very limited bandwidth, so if I need to kill my camera again,
Yeah,
you'll
sure.
understand why. Don't have a whole lot to update. I mean, obviously, town meeting is next Tuesday, and town meeting I say in quotes because it's all going to be by Australian ballot. People are not obligated to come to the BA if they don't want to, but if you want to vote early, you need to contact the town office pretty quickly. I wouldn't recommend at this point trying to mail in your ballot just because I'm not sure how long the mail takes, but you can all stop by the town office building and drop your ballot in the mail slot, and that will certainly be counted. We had an informational meeting on Monday evening by Zoom, and Monique very kindly posted it to YouTube within like 15 minutes of the conclusion of the meeting. I was pretty shocked at that. And I have been meaning to send a thing out on the Bradford listserv with a link to that. But we want to, anybody who didn't happen to see that meeting on Monday night, we want to make sure they see the discussion of the items that were on the warning. And I think that's about it. You know, the town office building is still not really open to the public. It's open by appointment. Gym is still not open, and I know people are frustrated with that, and I share their frustration, but you know, it's just in a pandemic that we're doing what we think is best. And I know there are folks who disagree with that decision, and all I can say is we're just trying to serve the community as best we can. and I'm gonna kill my camera again before I completely lose my connection. So,
Okay.
did anybody have any questions?
Yeah, it looks like Gail does.
Oh, hi. Yep.
Hi, thanks. So I'm not really familiar, sorry to say, with the building, but people do call me and ask me. So do folks need to call the office, the town clerk, to find out, to make an appointment to come pick up a ballot, or where are ballots?
Yes, they need to contact the town clerk. And at this point, they would need to make an appointment to come in. I'd be a little nervous about having the town clerk put a ballot in the mail and
Okay.
hoping it'll get there in time.
And then can you also tell me where exactly is the mail drop, the slot?
Oh, if you walk onto the front porch of the building, you know, there's two main doors.
Yeah.
And right between those two doors is a little metal box with a slot on the top, and you can just
Okay.
drop it.
It's
right
right
in
on the
that
front, right inside the main hallway then?
Well, no, you don't
No,
even
it's
go
right
inside.
outside.
the door.
Oh, okay, great.
Walk
On the-
walk onto the porch. You'll
porch.
most of the times you'll find the doors to be locked. Obviously, next Tuesday, when the polls are open, the doors will not be locked.
Okay, great, thank you.
Ted, what about, so one thing, I did send out, as soon as I sent you guys the link for the recording, I put it on the listserv, but it wouldn't hurt to do it again.
Okay. Yep.
But it did go out at least once, and it's all over Facebook. What about that? Should we put some kind of just blurb saying, like, because I know people have been anxious about their tax bills, and I know Jen's working on that. So would it be like something like they'll have them by the end of next week, or something, like just giving people an update?
Yeah, I think that's entirely reasonable. And I don't know exactly when Jen will get the tax bills out. I know she's working on them. They'll be coming out soon.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's all that helpful to say your
Yeah.
final tax bill's coming soon, but
Yeah.
And I think
will-
she mailed them yesterday.
Oh,
sorry?
yesterday they went out.
I think Jen mailed most of them yesterday.
oh, okay, great. So we can say the tax bills either have gone out in the mail, or, you know, we can just say you should look forward to getting your tax bill in the mail very soon.
Okay, cool.
All right. Thanks, Carol. I didn't know that.
Carol, did you have anything you wanted to add? Thanks, Ted.
No, I have nothing to add on that, thanks.
Okay.
I believe the tax bills were all mailed yesterday.
Okay.
I think Carol's correct. They were all gone.
Okay, cool. Ashleen's not on. Does anybody have any additional food information? Gail, how is everyone eats going or whatever?
So it's going really well here through the library. I've had to up my number of meals, and they go every single week. So I just went this week, I had to go pick them up again because the school was closed. Otherwise I was coordinated with the school to be able to pick up from there. But no, that's going really well. People call me and very thankful, and email, and, you know, I have a request email now that people are requesting all kinds of things from, so. But the meal, I think it's going really well.
Cool. Are people able to still sign up to request to be a meal acceptor?
There's no sign up. You
Okay.
just call me and say, I want some food. And I
Okay.
say, how many do you want? I don't need to know anything else.
Okay, cool.
It's very good.
Awesome. Thanks, Gail. Michael, can you give an update from Little Rivers?
We're cautiously optimistic. We've done a whole bunch of vaccine clinics. Continue to be available through the state website to sign up for those clinics. We're still doing 7-day-a-week testing. That also goes through the state website. We're starting to let staff back into the building, specifically behavioral health. We're going to be creeping back in and offering more in-person services. So things are looking cautiously a little bit better, but I would say cautiously. It seems like BMU, you know, is keeps having cases, so they keep going remote. So hopefully by next week they'll be up and running. But
Cool. And how about you? You had brought up in previous calls just mental health and being worried about suicide and addiction issues and things like that. Like how has that been going?
you want me to be the Debbie Downer?
Yeah, be realistic.
Well, one statistic I heard over the weekend was that in the state of Vermont, in the 3-month period from November to February, there were 133 overdoses. And that exceeds the 2019 annual number of 99. So that's an indication that substance abuse is on the rise. Behavioral health, our department has a wait list. From my understanding, Clara Martin has a significant wait list. The private therapists that I've tried to refer some clients out to, they're not accepting any new patients and don't foresee. So there's a lot of need out there, just not a whole lot of capacity to meet that need. So, and as things start to open up, I think that's when we're going to things are going to be revealed even more.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Michael.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Marvin, do we have anything for business? I guess we have a Bradford Business Association meeting on Tuesday at 8 on Zoom.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess everybody's waiting for the state to roll out their next, plan for economic, for businesses and so forth. And it sounds like there's good things happening in the legislature, but I don't think the final version's been settled upon yet. And the federal, of course, we're really waiting on that. So anyway, stay tuned.
Oh, thanks.
I did wonder if Ted had any update on the status of the vault project.
We'll be discussing it at tomorrow night's select board meeting. In a nutshell, obviously we're still doing the first phase of filling in the worst part of the vault. In some very unfortunate timing, a grant source that we applied for twice in the past and were rejected for, they've changed those guidelines, and it appears that we would now be eligible for that grant support. But in order to qualify for that, there'd have to be a bunch of engineering studies. Everything would have to go out to competitive bid, which means that the work that we've got going on right now would need to come to a halt. We'd have to put things out to bid. The contractors who are doing the work right now may or may not become the winning bidders. So we've got this difficult choice of, do we continue with the momentum? I've been on the select board for 15 years. It's been an issue that whole time. And I don't know how long before then, but we finally have some momentum going where we're actually doing work on filling the vault. And now we're looking at, do we stop that work and apply for money so that we can do it at a minimal cost to Bradford taxpayers? Or do we keep our momentum going and pay the bill ourselves? So that'll be, and I have no idea how that discussion is going to wind up, but that is on the agenda for tomorrow's evening. For tomorrow evening's meeting. So did that answer your question?
In the meantime, Ted, is work being done all the time?
Yes, work is still progressing on phase 1, which is filling in the worst part in the middle. But that will not fill the entire vault.
Right.
So we'll need to decide tomorrow night whether we want to continue using town funds, or once we finish what we call stage 1, wrap that up, have the contractor demobilize, go back, apply for the grant, knowing that we're talking about probably at least a year, more likely a 2-year delay before we could proceed with finishing the project.
Thanks, Ted. Carol Freeman.
I don't have much. Something came up though that's a little difficult, and I don't know how it's going to get worked out. Apparently, the senior center got left off the list of social service agencies for the town of Bradford for the warning. And that's like $10,000 of our budget. So I don't know. We have a board meeting just following this for the senior center. So Vicki may have more information. I hope that there's a way to work it out, but I don't know.
We're going to be taking that up, not at tomorrow night's meeting, but at our meeting after town meeting. I'm not exactly sure how we will address it, but we did receive the letter in time, and it was just a mistake that we left it off the warning.
Okay.
We might need to schedule a special town meeting to do that, because we can't spend that kind of money without voter approval. And it was our mistake that it was left off the warning.
Okay.
So again, this is something we'll address at our first meeting in March. I don't know the date, it's the second Tuesday of March, whatever that is. But it may involve a special town meeting.
Okay. Well, thank you for being aware of it, and I'm sure it'll get worked out somehow.
I sure hope so.
Ted,
Yeah.
out of curiosity, since Safeline got left off as well, would they be able to, are they being considered for the meeting after town meeting along with the
Yeah,
seniors?
we'll be discussing that as well. That was a $1,500 request.
Yeah, it's a lot less, but
And that's the sort of
still
thing
important
that
to know.
that I would hope that, we typically send out all the appropriations after the tax bills are paid at the end of October. And we're usually, of course, at that point, we're getting close to the end of our budget year. I would hope that we'd have enough flexibility that we could pay that. But yes, we'll be discussing both of those at our organizational meeting. So whoever the new select board member is who's elected will have a lot to work to deal with that first meeting of their tenure, and be like, welcome to the select board. Now here's some real thorny issues we need to discuss.
Awesome. Carol, anything else?
No, that's all. The state is opening up visiting, and Margaret Pratt is trying to figure out how to do it and when to start. They're probably going to go back to the kind of visitations they had in November. So that's coming. And the disaster of the sprinkler system has been addressed and repaired, and they're back in business. Everybody's back in their room. So
Well, that's good.
yeah.
Mary Ann, did you have anything?
Not really, but I've been also feeling this cautious optimism and, thinking forward. And I just want to say for, people that, work with folks on, a lot of programs, 3 squares, Medicaid, a lot of rules have been exempted, reviews have been exempted. So I'm starting to wonder what that's going to look like when there's not a state of emergency anymore. There's going to be a lot of shifting at that time. So I'm just starting to get my head in that mode, just something to think about for folks that may have to deal all of a sudden with coming up with documents and reviews, paperwork. Maybe there'll be changes to benefit amounts, because throughout this emergency, 3 square benefits have been at the maximum for your family size. That's going to shift. So there'll be some adjustments at that moment. So just thinking about that, which could be a lot, but it's also, again, in that mode of optimism.
Yeah. Thanks, Marianne. Bruce, did anything ever happen with the school, the OESU, with the campaign to try to get more people onto 3 squares and stuff?
I was just thinking of I have the same question. I know we worked
I was on it with you, but I don't remember where it went. So.
Yeah. And, I'll check back with Danielle, and, we've gotten some help from, what is it? Hunger Free Vermont,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. But, yeah, and actually the point you just made, it also, we have the same phenomenon in the schools with respect to food insecurity or security, more to the point. As most of you know, we've been or the federal government extended in the state of Vermont applied for and received approval to continue what's called the summer food program, which is an odd thing to think about in the middle of February, but it is a incredibly beneficial program. It essentially, what it's allowed us to do is a universal meals program, free meals for any child that signs up for it throughout the entire school year, all the way through June. So it is a really interesting question as to, what's going to happen going forward past June. And of course, it interfaces with the school budget. I will tell you that the school board has, for the moment anyway, decided not to go forward with funding for a universal meals program, which is a roughly $200,000 cost. So we're keeping a close eye on the federal government, USDA, hoping that maybe some combination of federal and state efforts to do universal meals going forward in the state of Vermont will happen. It's no guarantee. There is a legislative effort in Vermont to try to do that. But right now, I would say it's iffy at best as to whether that will continue forward. It feels crummy, to be honest with you, to fall back away from the universal meals program that has essentially been in effect since for a year now and will continue on until June. But we'll just have to see what happens. It's a lot of money for the taxpayers to subsidize to do universal meals without a state and federal program to support it.
Thanks, Bruce. And actually, we're on schools. Did you have anything else?
Sure. Well, yeah, just, come to the meeting tonight. There's a OUUSD meeting tonight. It's the second look at the budget. And in particular, it is, the revenue picture will be presented tonight, which then also allows a look at projected tax impact, which right now looks pretty good. It's below zero. So that's a positive, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't bear close scrutiny and have people get their questions answered. So by all means, come to the meeting tonight by Zoom. That'd be great.
Cool. Thanks, Bruce. And if people haven't filled it out yet to the strategic
Yeah.
survey.
I was going to go back at you on that. The strategic planning survey is really interesting. So
Yeah, it's we had 200 responses in the first 24 hours. It's up to 260. It's really interesting. I can't really go into details, but we will sometime soon. So that is available through the end of March. And we're going to send out postcards in the next couple of weeks. And we're going to have Gail, people aren't going into the library, right? Like, because we were trying to think of places to drop off some paper versions of it if people don't have any access.
Right. So nobody's coming in the library yet, but people do. If you want to put out that you think people can pick them up here,
okay,
we can do that for
okay,
sure.
That'd be awesome.
We're doing lots of curbside service right now.
Okay, cool. So we'll just include. So we're just doing, I think, the libraries and some of the general stores and stuff, and just putting in a drop box with versions.
Yeah, and I mean, I could always just stick them in books and bags as they go out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And what else? I feel like there's another thing on that. No, maybe that's it. So if anybody needs the link, just let me know. But it's on Facebook, and I can send it out again too. Churches, Carol Taylor.
Nothing new to report on those. They're still hoping to be open by Easter.
Okay. Housing, Linda and Ramsey.
Oh, sorry. I am sorry, muting myself.
Oh, you're fine.
Linda might be able to correct me, but I don't really have any major updates because we're kind of waiting to hear. There's going to be a whole lot of funding housing wise, but we don't have all of the specifics yet. Linda might have more information about that because I haven't been in any meetings this morning, but we have housing meetings later that I think I might hear some more details about. But I was looking for a couple of different people who are looking for some things. I was looking on Craigslist, and there is like nothing out there right now, nothing affordable anyway. So it's kind of rough. But there's a lot of people. Hopefully we're going to have more voucher type things to help some people who are in the hotels. I have a couple people who are finding some places to move into, but you know, if people know other specific landlords that they, you know, that aren't obvious, that they want to pass on, that would be great. Otherwise, hopefully we'll be getting funding to improve new housing. And I think the rental rehab program is going to continue on. The rules might be slightly different, but that has been somewhat successful. So I think it's something that they really want to keep moving along. And I don't know what else, but.
Thanks, Ramsey. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Marvin.
Just wondering two things. First of all, are the tiny house units in the trailer park yet? And number two is, where are we on doing some sort of a follow-up forum?
Yeah, I don't know about the smaller houses. Anybody know? And Whistle Stop?
I haven't been over there, so I'm not sure if they've gone in. They weren't, I don't think they were last time I was in town.
Okay. And then yeah, Mark, we just have to email people about just getting something scheduled. I think and I think there's some availability if the town isn't going after a CDBG for the vault, then it kind of opens up planning for feasibility for housing. But kick me if I haven't done it by Friday. I'll write a sticky note to myself. Freaking housing. And Linda, do you have anything you want to add?
I haven't really heard any updates as far as housing other than we have money. So if people have places that are appropriate, we can help sometimes with security deposits, first month's rent, back rent, given the right conditions. I know there's money that's supposedly coming out. I just don't know the details about how it's to be accessed or where it's going to be or how much it is. Other than that, our fuel program is starting to pick up a little bit. I think that the supplemental fuel funds are probably starting to run low for folks. So just a reminder that if people are struggling, they can give us a call and see if there's something we can help with around getting a fuel delivery. We cannot pay for it once it's been ordered, so they have to come through us in order to get that assistance. And as of February 28th, people no longer have to have applied for supplemental fuel to be eligible. So that takes one of the steps out of the process. We do have income guidelines, but it's always worth checking in.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, Linda. And no, Mike. Nancy, do you have anything you want to share?
Yeah. With regard to the mentoring project, I have nothing new to report. We're still exclusively doing remote matches until mentors have been vaccinated. It's going to be staying that way. And I just wanted to comment in relation to what Ted said about the mail. I mailed some documents to Wells River Savings Bank, and I found out today that it took 3 weeks for those documents to reach the bank. So I don't really know what's going on. I also have been charged interest on payments that I've made that they never got, and then they finally got. So I don't know. I don't understand what's going on with the mail.
Oh, man. Thanks, Nancy. Anything else anybody else has?
I can talk about the library.
Okay.
Yes, we're closed. And the board is, there's a committee formed. We have a policy in place how we will move forward when we do open, but we're trying to decide when, like everybody else. And, but on the good news is that I've been doing a lot of outreach that's been pretty positive in the community, and the food service, of course, our curbside. Many people are asking for tax help now, so I'm sending them to the right tax people. And you know, all my virtual programs have been really well attended, which is surprising right now to me. And also, I just reached out to the school the other day and I sent out, maybe you saw those February family fun kits. And so families, I've sent out probably 40 kits with families that are now signing up for library cards and or connecting with the library, and kids, all the kids in the community, grandparents, everybody's got a bag of books and some fun things to do. So I feel really positive about that. And I just got to share some good news. So that's it.
Thanks, Gail. Awesome. And I don't think we have enough people to approve minutes, so we'll just do that next time. Thanks, everybody.